So The Chosen Season 4 dropped this amazing trailer. We just did a massive breakdown of that trailer, but now we're going to talk about specifically the dialogue that is going into this season. There's a lot of really unique things that are happening, especially when it comes to one, Shmuel, and two, just the things that Jesus is saying overall, all over the place. So let's jump into this and let's look at all the dialogue that is part of this trailer. Here we go.
People seem to think they know why I'm here.
So first off, we get that line from Jesus. People seem to think they know why I'm here. Now, this is a huge thing that's going to be happening in season 4 is the misunderstanding of who Jesus is, right? That he hasn't come to become a conquering king, but he's come to be a servant. He's come to be a peacemaker. Well, not a peacemaker in the sense that we know it, but in a sense that overall peace, total peace, heavenly peace, shalom, shalom, right? And so this misunderstanding is going to be played not only throughout this trailer, but also throughout all of season 4. Here we go.
Do you think I've come to give peace on earth?
And this is the big contradiction that he's coming. He is telling them, I'm not going to be this conquering king that's going to make everything good for you. That's not how it's going to work.
This edict identifies Jesus of Nazareth as a heretic and a blasphemer.
So this edict identifies Jesus of Nazareth as a heretic and a blasphemer. This is Rabbi Akiva saying this. And of course, Rabbi is taking these orders directly from the Great Sanhedrin in Jerusalem. As we saw previously in The Chosen Season 3, that edict is being passed up that started with Shmuel, right? Shmuel was the first one to be in the position to put that forth with him and Yanni, and then they went to Shammai. That was a really, really big deal. So this edict is now actually causing real issues for Jesus, and we'll see how that plays out in the upcoming season for sure.
I've not come to bring peace, but a sword, division.
So I have not come to bring peace, but a sword, division. Of course, this is straight up scripture that he's saying here. And this is exactly what Jesus came to do. There is division here because truth cannot be mingled with untruth or sin or evil, right? And so as you administer truth to the world, as you tell them what actual reality is, the rest of it cannot last anymore. There cannot be any lies that inhabit the people. And so this is gonna cause disruption. It's gonna cause division for people that are really struggling to live in the world. They're trying to live in the world. They're trying to live in the darkness, but Jesus is trying to share them truth, right? And so that's gonna cause major, major division, major, major hardships throughout the ministry of Jesus for sure.
When someone chooses to follow me, it may mean that people will be hated by those closest to them.
So he said, it means that when someone chooses to follow me, it means that people will be hated by those closest to them. So people may be hated by those closest to them. So he's saying that you expect me to bring peace to everything. You expect me to make everything easy, but I'm telling you that that is not the case. That is not what is going to happen, right? What is going to happen is things are probably going to get harder for you. Things are probably going to get way more difficult for you, and you're going to have to figure out how to deal with that, right? I'm going to obviously help you through that, but it's not going to be an easy road, right? And this is foreshadowing, of course, to all of the apostles being killed or martyred or living really, really difficult lives, right? As we saw a glimpse of in the messengers with Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary, right? As Mary Magdalene is tearful, thinking about the people that have died and that are about to die as she's speaking, basically. Hey, if you're enjoying this video and you really want to support more Christian media content coming up in the future, we could really use your help over on patreon.com/thesnipelife. This is where we'll put all of our behind the scenes content and the most amount of content for season 4, 5, 6, and 7 of The Chosen. There's going to be so much on there, especially when they start filming season 5. You're going to want to be a part of it. It's going to be amazing, and it's all going to be on patreon.com. That's the best way to help support us and to keep us doing what we're doing here on YouTube. If you like our breakdowns and our reactions and everything else that we do on this channel, it's honestly an amazing way to help us out. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
I prayed with this man, Yanni. He wasn't what I expected.
So Shmuel is a huge part of this trailer. I'm super excited that he's in this trailer, but he says, I prayed with this man, Yanni. He wasn't what I expected. These two lines are massive because it gives us clarity as to what happened at the end of season 3. We see Shmuel go off with Jesus, but we don't get clarity as to what actually happened there. Now we get that clarity. He actually prayed with Jesus. And not only that, but he demystified his presence, right? Jesus was no longer this evil person. He wasn't what Shmuel expected. Shmuel expected him to be a fake, to be someone who didn't know what they were talking about, to be a charismatic leader that was leading a heretic group. And that's not what he found. He found Jesus. And so now he's starting to second guess all of his thoughts, and now he's talking to Yanni about it.
What's so important?
So Quintus is talking to Atticus. He says, "What's so important?" And Atticus responds,
It was like the beginning of something. War, maybe.
"It feels like the beginning of something, war, maybe." Again, this is what both sides thought were going to happen. The Jews thought that the Messiah would come as a conquering king. So all the followers of Jesus are thinking, oh, he's going to rise up an army and I'm going to have to fight for him to kill the Romans, right? And then the Romans are like, oh, it seems like an army is forming, right? Jesus has these like 5,000 people, 12,000 people sometimes that are following him. Is this dangerous? Feels like war, right? I'm sure some of the Romans had that sentiment for sure.
I don't expect you to understand now. You'll understand in time. I am the life that overcomes death.
So the more I'm watching this, the more I'm thinking that Jesus is talking to Thomas here, and he says this. He says, "I don't expect you to understand it now, but you'll understand it in time. I am the life that overcomes death." And I think that he's talking to Thomas because there's a theory that I have that Rama's father is going to die, and that Thomas is going to really struggle with that because he loves Rama and he wants to marry her, and things have always been tumultuous between the two of them already. And so I'm thinking that's where this is going to go, but I'm not 100% sure. It could definitely be wrong on that, but it is a really interesting line. Whoever he's talking to in that moment, I don't think this is about Lazarus because I think it's a red herring, sort of like throwing us off a little bit. We'll see where it lands in the actual show.
I guess you're not holding back anymore.
I can't. I'm out of time.
So Lazarus says, "I guess you're not holding back anymore." And then Jesus says, "I can't. I'm out of time." And of course, this brings us into the ending of season 4, into season 5, which is Holy Week, the last week of Jesus' life. This is a very, very serious time for him. And as we're going through season 4, we're kind of experiencing the last end portion of Jesus' earthly ministry into Holy Week as season 5 begins. And so it's going to get really, really intense. Everyone that I've talked to about this, including, Dallas and everybody else, says that this season, it's probably the best season, but it's also probably the hardest season to watch. It's probably probably not the most enjoyable season to watch. It's probably not the most joyful season, right? But it is filled with so many amazing, amazing things. I love the music in this as well. I'll mention that. The Deliver Us music. It sounds like it's the Prince of Egypt music. I'm not exactly sure if it is that exact music, but it's definitely playing off of that. So maybe there's a little bit of a Moses vibe underneath. I love that stuff right there. Anyway, let me know any of your thoughts. Did I miss anything in the dialogue? Is there anything that you want to add? Let me know in the comments down below, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.